Listen to me. The only thing standing between you and success is the excuse you're making right now. Too tired, too broke, too inexperienced, too busy. I hear people say all the time, but let me tell you something. Successful people don't make excuses. They make adjustments. When I was homeless, sleeping in abandoned buildings, I had every reason to quit. I could have blamed my past, my circumstances, or the people who left me. But instead, I made a decision. I refused to let my situation define me. You have a choice. You can sit there and complain, or you can get up and grind. Because life doesn't care about your excuses. The world doesn't stop for your feelings. Either you put in the work or you stay in the same place. Success isn't about talent, it's about effort. It's about getting up every day, even when you don't feel like it, and giving 120%. No excuses, no shortcuts, no pity parties. You say you want success, then prove it. Show up when you're tired, work when you're uninspired, push through when it gets hard, because on the other side of your excuses is greatness. So today I challenge you, eliminate every excuse that's holding you back. Stop waiting, stop blaming, and start grinding. Because if you really want it, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. No excuses, just results. Let's get it. Excuses are the silent killers of success. They creep in quietly, disguised as valid reasons. But in reality, they are the barriers that hold people back from reaching their full potential. Every time an excuse is made, it becomes a justification for inaction, a reason to settle for less than what one is capable of achieving. People often believe that their excuses are legitimate: lack of time, lack of resources, lack of support. But the truth is, those who truly want success find a way, while those who don't find an excuse. Excuses don't just delay progress, they destroy it. They create a mindset of complacency, convincing individuals that their limitations are greater than their potential. The most successful people in the world did not become great because their circumstances were perfect. They became great because they refused to let their circumstances define them. When people make excuses, they are essentially giving away their power. Instead of taking control of their situation, they allow external factors to dictate their outcomes. It's easy to blame a lack of money, a difficult upbringing, or bad luck. But the truth is, success is not about what happens to you. It's about how you respond to it. Everyone faces challenges, obstacles, and setbacks, but what separates the successful from the unsuccessful is their refusal to let those challenges become excuses. They look for solutions. They adapt. They push forward even when the odds are stacked against them. The moment a person stops making excuses is the moment they take control of their destiny. It's a shift in mindset, a commitment to personal responsibility, and understanding that success is earned, not given. The reality is that making excuses is easy. It requires no effort, no discipline, and no commitment. It's the default setting for those who are unwilling to push beyond their comfort zone. But comfort zones are dangerous places. Nothing grows there. Every person who has ever achieved greatness had to step outside their comfort zone, face fear, and take risks. Excuses, on the other hand, keep people stuck in the same place, living the same life year after year without progress. The more excuses one makes, the stronger they become, until they completely take over. A person who constantly makes excuses eventually convinces themselves that success is impossible, and once that belief takes root, it's nearly impossible to break free from it. Successful people understand that excuses and results cannot coexist. You either have one or the other. The moment you commit to making no excuses, your entire perspective changes. Instead of seeing problems, you see opportunities. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you focus on what you can do with what you have. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, you take action now. This mindset shift is what separates winners from those who never reach their potential. Success requires sacrifice, discipline, and resilience. And none of these qualities are compatible with excuses. Excuses drain energy, steal motivation, and create a cycle of procrastination that becomes harder and harder to break. One of the biggest excuses people make is that they don't have enough time. But the truth is, everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. The difference is how those hours are used. Some people spend their time scrolling through social media, watching television, or sleeping in, while others wake up early, plan their day, and take deliberate actions toward their goals. Time is not the issue, priorities are. When something is truly important, people make time for it. They wake up earlier, stay up later, and cut out distractions. The excuse of not having time is simply a way to avoid taking responsibility. The real question is not whether you have time, but whether you are willing to use your time effectively. Another common excuse is a lack of resources. People often believe they need more money, better connections, or superior education to succeed, but history is filled with stories of individuals who started with nothing and built extraordinary lives. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They worked with what they had. They were resourceful, creative, and determined. Success is not about having everything handed to you. It's about finding ways to create opportunities even when the odds are against you. People who refuse to make excuses see possibilities where others see limitations. They don't let a lack of resources stop them. They find ways to make things work. Fear is another major excuse that holds people back. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But fear is a natural part of growth. Every successful person has felt fear, but they didn't let it stop them. They took action despite their fear. They understood that failure is not the opposite of success, it's a necessary part of it. Making excuses because of fear only leads to regret. The greatest risk is not trying at all. People who let fear control them never discover what they are truly capable of. Excuses built on fear keep people stuck, while courage leads to transformation. Excuses also come in the form of blaming others. It's easy to say that a boss, a family member, or society is responsible for one's lack of success, but blaming others only shifts responsibility away from where it belongs. No one else is responsible for your success. Your circumstances may not be ideal, but you have the power to change them. The moment you stop blaming others and start focusing on what you can control, you take back your power. Personal responsibility is one of the most important traits of successful individuals. They don't waste time complaining about what others did, or they take ownership of their actions and their results. Perfectionism is another common excuse. People wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect conditions, but perfection is an illusion. There will never be a perfect time to start. Those who wait for perfection end up waiting forever. Success comes to those who take imperfect action, learn from their mistakes, and keep moving forward. Progress is more important than perfection. Every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. Excuses about not being ready, not knowing enough, or not being good enough are just ways to avoid taking action. The only way to get better is to start. The truth is, excuses are comforting. They allow people to avoid discomfort, challenge, and responsibility. But they also rob people of their dreams. Every excuse made is a step further away from success. Every time an excuse is accepted, it becomes easier to make another one. But the moment a person decides to eliminate excuses, everything changes. They become more disciplined, more focused, and more driven. They stop waiting for things to happen and start making things happen. They develop a mindset of resilience, determination, and persistence. People who refuse to make excuses hold themselves to a higher standard. They don't allow circumstances to define them. They don't accept mediocrity. They understand that success requires hard work, sacrifice, and perseverance. They know that there will be obstacles, setbacks, and failures, but they are willing to push through them. They don't look for reasons why something can't be done. They look for ways to make it happen. This mindset is what separates high achievers from those who never reach their potential. Excuses are the enemy of progress. They keep people stuck in the same place, repeating the same patterns, living the same life year after year. But success is about breaking free from those patterns, challenging limitations, and refusing to settle for less than what is possible. Every great achievement in history came from someone who refused to make excuses. They faced adversity, they encountered obstacles, but they kept going. They took responsibility for their lives and their actions, and they refused to let excuses stand in their way. The most powerful thing anyone can do is take control of their mindset. The moment you decide that excuses are no longer acceptable, you unlock your true potential. You stop blaming circumstances, you stop waiting for the right moment, and you start taking action. Success is not reserved for a special few. It is available to anyone who is willing to put in the work, but it requires a decision to eliminate excuses, take responsibility, and commit to the process. Excuses might feel comfortable in the moment, but they lead to regret in the long run. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts a lifetime. If you want success, you have to be willing to push past your excuses. You have to be willing to do what others won't, to work when others rest, to persist when others quit. You have to be relentless, determined, and focused. No more excuses, no more waiting, no more blaming. It's time to take action. It's time to take control of your future. Because at the end of the day, you will either have results or you will have excuses. But you can't have both. The choice is yours. Your future is entirely in your hands. No one else has the power to shape your life the way you do. You can't rely on someone else to make your dreams come true, and you can't wait for the perfect circumstances to arrive. If you want to be successful, you must take full responsibility for your journey. Many people spend their lives blaming others for where they are. They blame their parents, their teachers, their bosses, their lack of resources, or even their environment. But the truth is, none of those things have the final say in your life. You do. The moment you accept that you are in control of your own future, everything changes. You stop waiting, you stop blaming, and you start doing. Success does not happen by chance. It happens by choice. Every decision you make, every habit you develop, and every action you take is shaping your future. If you want to be successful, you have to make choices that align with your goals. You cannot wish for a better life while continuing to make decisions that keep you stuck in the same place. You have to take control of your habits, your mindset, and your daily actions. Every day is an opportunity to move closer to your dreams or to drift further away from them. It all comes down to the choices you make. People who take control of their future do not wait for motivation. They don't wait to feel inspired, and they don't wait for someone else to push them. They understand that success is built on discipline, not feelings. There will be days when you don't feel like working hard, when you don't feel like pushing yourself. But those are the days that matter the most. The people who succeed are the ones who show up no matter what. They do the work even when they are tired, even when they are discouraged, and even when they don't see immediate results. They understand that every action they take is planting a seed for their future, and they trust that with consistency and effort, those seeds will grow. One of the biggest lies people tell themselves is that they are victims of their circumstances. It's easy to believe that life is happening to you rather than realizing that you have the power to shape your own destiny. Life will always throw challenges your way, but those challenges do not define you. Your response to them does. Some people experience hardships and allow them to become excuses, while others face the same hardships and use them as fuel to push harder. The difference is mindset. The most successful people in the world have faced adversity, but instead of letting it break them, they let it build them. When you take full responsibility for your life, you stop looking for shortcuts. You understand that there is no easy way to success. It requires hard work, sacrifice, and patience. Many people want success, but they don't want the struggle that comes with it. They want the rewards, but not the effort. But real success is earned. It cannot be handed to you, and it cannot be bought. It must be built day by day through relentless effort and unwavering determination. When you take control of your future, you embrace the struggle because you know that every challenge is shaping you into the person you need to become. One of the most powerful things you can do is change your mindset. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines the results you get. If you believe that you are capable, you will act accordingly. If you believe that you are limited, you will find ways to confirm that belief. Your thoughts create your reality. Successful people train their minds to focus on solutions rather than problem. They refuse to dwell on negativity, and they do not allow doubt to control them. Instead of saying, I can't, they ask, how can I? Instead of seeing obstacles, they see opportunities. Taking control of your future also means taking control of your time. Time is the most valuable resource you have, and how you use it determines the quality of your life. Every second wasted is a second you will never get back. Too many people spend their time on distractions, on things that do not contribute to their growth, and then wonder why they are not making progress. If you want to be successful, you must be intentional with your time. You must eliminate distractions, prioritize your goals, and make every moment count. Successful people do not waste time on things that do not serve them. They are focused, disciplined, and strategic with their time. Another important aspect of taking control of your future is surrounding yourself with the right people. The people you spend time with influence your mindset, your habits, and your decisions. If you surround yourself with negative, unmotivated individuals, their mindset will rub off on you. If you surround yourself with people who are ambitious, driven, and focused on growth, you will naturally adopt those qualities. Your environment plays a major role in your success, and you must be intentional about who you allow into your life. Seek out mentors, learn from those who have already achieved what you want, and build relationships with people who challenge you to be better. Your future is also shaped by your willingness to learn and grow. The moment you stop learning, you stop progressing. Successful people are always looking for ways to improve. They read books, take courses, seek feedback, and constantly challenge themselves. They understand that knowledge is power, and they never stop investing in themselves. If you want to take control of your future, you must develop a hunger for learning. You must be willing to step outside of your comfort zone, try new things, and continuously push yourself to grow. The more you learn, the more you expand your potential. Fear is one of the biggest things that hold people back from taking control of their future. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of change. But fear is nothing more than a mental barrier. It is not real. It is only as powerful as you allow it to be. Every successful person has faced fear, but they did not let it stop them. They pushed forward despite their fears. And in doing so, they realized that fear was an illusion. If you allow fear to control you, you will never take risks. And if you never take risks, you will never grow. The only way to overcome fear is to face it head on. Do the things that scare you, and you will discover that you are far more capable than you ever imagined. One of the most common excuses people make is that they are not ready. They tell themselves they need more time, more experience, or more resources before they can start. But waiting for the perfect moment is a trap. There will never be a perfect moment. There will always be challenges, uncertainties, and doubts. The only way to succeed is to start where you are with what you have. Take action now and adjust as you go. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. Successful people do not wait for the right conditions. They create them. Taking control of your future also means taking control of your health. Your body and mind are your greatest assets, and if you do not take care of them, you will not be able to perform at your best. Successful people prioritize their health because they understand that energy and focus are essential for success. They eat well, exercise regularly, and get enough rest. They do not let bad habits rob them of their potential. If you want to achieve great things, you must take care of yourself. A strong mind and a healthy body will allow you to operate at your highest level. At the end of the day, the most important thing you can do is take action. No amount of motivation, knowledge, or planning will make a difference if you do not act. Success is built on execution. It is the small, consistent actions taken every day that lead to big results. You cannot just dream about success, you must work for it. You must be willing to put in the effort, make sacrifices, and stay committed even when it gets hard. The people who achieve greatness are not the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who refuse to quit. You have the power to create the life you want. You are not limited by your circumstances, your past, or what anyone else says about you. The only limits that exist are the ones you accept. If you believe in yourself, take responsibility, and commit to doing the work, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Your future is in your hands. No one else can do it for you. No one else will push you, discipline you, or sacrifice for you. It is up to you to decide what kind of life you want and to take the necessary steps to make it happen. You either take control of your future or you let life control you. The choice is yours. Growth and success are not automatic. They require intentional effort, continuous learning, and the ability to embrace discomfort. Many people want to improve their lives, achieve their dreams, and reach their full potential, but they resist the very process that will get them there. They want growth without growing pains. They want success without the struggle. But the truth is, growth is not comfortable. And if you truly want to succeed, you have to be willing to step outside your comfort zone. Most people live their entire lives avoiding discomfort. They choose the easy path, the path of least resistance, the path that feels safe and familiar. But staying in your comfort zone keeps you stagnant. It limits your potential and prevents you from becoming the person you were meant to be. The greatest rewards in life come from pushing beyond what is easy, from challenging yourself to do things that scare you, that stretch you, and that force you to grow. Every successful person has had to step into the unknown, to take risks, and to embrace the fear of failure. That's what separates those who achieve their goals from those who stay stuck in the same place year after year. When you embrace discomfort, you open yourself up to new opportunities. You start seeing challenges not as obstacles, but as chances to learn and improve. Every time you step into an uncomfortable situation, you gain new skills, build resilience, and become stronger. The more you expose yourself to difficulty, the more confident and capable you become. You stop fearing failure because you realize that failure is just a part of the process. Every mistake, every setback, and every struggle is teaching you something valuable. The people who grow the most are the ones who are willing to try, to fail, and to try again. Fear is what keeps most people trapped in their comfort zones. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough. But fear is only as powerful as you allow it to be. It is a mental barrier, not a real one. The only way to overcome fear is to face it head on. You have to do the things that scare you, the things that make you uncomfortable. The more you confront your fears, the weaker they become. Eventually, what once terrified you will feel normal, and you will have expanded your comfort zone. Every time you push past fear, you grow into a stronger, wiser, and more capable version of yourself. Growth requires sacrifice. You have to be willing to give up certain things in order to reach your full potential. You might have to sacrifice time, comfort, or even relationships that hold you back. You cannot grow if you are constantly clinging to old habits, old ways of thinking, or old patterns that no longer serve you. If you want a better future, you have to be willing to let go of anything that is keeping you from becoming the best version of yourself. Success is about making hard choices, choosing growth over comfort, choosing discipline over laziness, choosing to keep going even when it gets hard. One of the biggest obstacles to growth is the need for approval. Many people avoid taking risks because they are afraid of what others will think. They don't want to be judged, criticized, or laughed at. But the truth is, you cannot grow if you are constantly seeking validation from others. You have to be willing to stand alone and make decisions that others may not understand, and to trust yourself even when no one else does. The most successful people in the world did not achieve greatness by following the crowd. They took risks, made bold choices, and refused to let the opinions of others hold them back. The road to success is filled with challenges. There will be times when you feel like giving up, when you doubt yourself, when things don't go as planned. But growth happens in those moments. It happens when you push through the difficulty, when you refuse to quit, when you keep going even when it's hard. Every struggle you overcome makes you stronger. Every challenge you face teaches you something new. Growth is a continuous process, and the only way to keep moving forward is to embrace the struggles that come with it. Many people wait for the right moment to start growing. They tell themselves they'll step outside their comfort zone when they have more time, more money, or more experience. But there is no perfect moment. The only time to start growing is now. You have to take action. Even when you don't feel ready, growth happens when you start, not when you wait. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to take that first step. The most successful people are the ones who take action even when they are uncertain, even when they don't feel fully prepared. They trust that they will figure things out along the way. Discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that you are growing. Too many people associate discomfort with failure. They think that if something feels difficult, it must mean they are not good enough. But the truth is, discomfort is a necessary part of the journey. If you feel uncomfortable, it means you are pushing yourself beyond your limits. It means you are challenging yourself to be better. Growth is supposed to be uncomfortable. If you are never uncomfortable, it means you are not growing. Your mindset determines how far you will go in life. If you believe that growth is difficult and painful, you will avoid it. But if you believe that growth is an opportunity, a chance to become stronger, smarter, and better, you will embrace it. Your perspective shapes your reality. The most successful people have a growth mindset. They see every challenge as a lesson, every setback as a setup for a comeback. They do not run from discomfort. They welcome it because they know that every struggle is making them better. One of the best ways to grow is to surround yourself with people who challenge you. If you are always the smartest, most successful person in a room, you are in the wrong room. You need to be around people who push you to think bigger, to work harder, and to be better. Growth happens when you are constantly learning. And the best way to learn is to be around people who have already achieved what you want to achieve. Seek out mentors. Find people who inspire you and learn from their experiences. Growth is also about consistency. You cannot expect to grow if you only push yourself occasionally. Growth happens when you make it a daily habit to step outside your comfort zone. It happens when you commit to learning, improving, and taking action every single day. Small daily improvements lead to massive results over time. Too many people want instant success, but real success is built on consistency. It's about showing up, putting in the work, and making progress every single day, even when you don't see immediate results. Another key aspect of growth is resilience. Life will knock you down. You will face failures, setbacks, and disappointments. But what matters is how you respond. Successful people do not let failure define them. They learn from their mistakes, adjust their approach, and keep moving forward. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than others have even tried. What separates them is their ability to bounce back. No matter what happens, they keep going. Your comfort zone is the enemy of progress. The moment you stop challenging yourself, you stop growing. The moment you stop growing, you start declining. Life is either about moving forward or falling behind. There is no standing still. If you want to reach your full potential, you must constantly push yourself to do more, to be better, to take on new challenges. Growth is not something that happens once. It is a lifelong journey. There will always be another level to reach, another skill to learn, another challenge to overcome. Excuses will always be there if you look for them. You will always find reasons to stay in your comfort zone, to avoid risk, to delay taking action. But if you want to grow, you must eliminate excuses from your life. Stop telling yourself you are not ready. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Stop letting fear hold you back. The only thing standing between you and your goals is your willingness to take action. Success is not given, it is earned. And it is earned by those who are willing to embrace discomfort, to take risks, and to push themselves beyond their limits. At the end of the day, growth is a choice. No one can force you to grow. No one can make you step outside your comfort zone. It is up to you. You either choose to stay where you are, living the same life, making the same excuses, and selling for less than you are capable of, or you choose to take control of your growth, to push yourself, to challenge yourself, and to become the best version of yourself. The choice is yours. Success is not about talent, luck, or even intelligence. It is about discipline. It is about the ability to stay committed to your goals, even when you don't feel like it, even when distractions arise, and even when obstacles stand in your way. The most successful people in the world are not the ones with the most natural ability. They are the ones who have mastered the art of discipline. They understand that success is not a one-time event, but a daily process. It is built on the small, consistent choices made every single day. Discipline is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who only talk about them. Many people have great ideas, big ambitions, and dreams of success, but very few are willing to put in the daily effort required to turn those dreams into reality. They start with excitement, full of motivation and enthusiasm, but when the hard work sets in, when progress is slow, and when results do not come instantly, they lose focus. They allow distractions, doubts, and excuses to take over. This is why most people never reach their full potential. They lack the discipline to keep going when things get tough. The truth is, discipline is not about doing what you want. It's about doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. It is about showing up, putting in the work, and staying focused on the goal even when motivation fades. Many people rely on motivation to get things done, but motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. If you only take action when you feel motivated, you will never achieve consistent success. Discipline, on the other hand, is reliable. The most successful athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders in the world are not always the most gifted, but they are the most disciplined. They wake up early, train when they don't feel like it, and put in the extra hours when no one is watching. They understand that success is a result of habits. The small, seemingly insignificant choices made over and over again. It is easy to do what is necessary when you feel inspired, but discipline means doing it every day, regardless of how you feel. Discipline starts with setting clear goals. If you don't know what you are working toward, it is easy to lose focus. Vague ambitions will never lead to concrete results. Successful people set specific, measurable, and realistic goals, and they break them down into daily actions. They do not just say, I want to be successful or I want to be rich. They define exactly what success looks like for them and what steps they need to take to get there. They create a plan and then follow it with discipline, knowing that each small step brings them closer to their ultimate goal. One of the biggest enemies of discipline is distraction. In today's world, there are more distractions than ever. Social media, television, endless entertainment, and constant notifications pulling you away from your goals. If you are not disciplined, it is easy to fall into the trap of wasting time, procrastinating, and losing focus. Successful people understand the importance of eliminating distractions. They set boundaries, create routines, and design their environment in a way that supports their goals. They are intentional about their time, making sure that every hour is spent productively, rather than wasted on things that do not contribute to their success. Another key aspect of discipline is time management. Many people say they do not have enough time to work on their goals, but the truth is everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. It is not about how much time you have, it is about how you use it. Successful people prioritize their time wisely. They do not waste hours scrolling through social media or binge watching TV. They wake up early, follow a schedule, and ensure that their most important tasks are completed first. They understand that time is their most valuable asset, and they do not allow it to be wasted on things that do not matter. Discipline is also about consistency. Success is not built overnight, it is built over time through repeated effort and persistence. Many people start something but quit as soon as they don't see immediate results. They go to the gym for a week and stop when they don't see physical changes. They start a business but give up when it does not make money quickly. But success does not work that way. It requires showing up every day, putting in the effort, and trusting the process. The people who succeed are the ones who keep going even when progress is slow. They understand that consistency compounds, that small efforts repeated over time lead to massive results. Self-discipline also means holding yourself accountable. Many people wait for someone else to push them, to motivate them, or to tell them what to do, but successful people take full responsibility for their own actions. They do not blame others, make excuses, or wait for the perfect conditions. They understand that their success is entirely in their own hands, and they take ownership of their decisions and behaviors. They track their progress, evaluate their results, and make adjustments as needed. They do not allow setbacks to become excuses. Instead, they use them as learning experiences to improve and grow. Another critical component of discipline is sacrifice. To achieve great things, you must be willing to give up certain comforts and pleasures. You cannot have it all. You must make choices. Successful people are willing to sacrifice short-term gratification for long-term success. They say no to distractions, unhealthy habits, and time-wasting activities because they know that every decision they make either moves them closer to their goals or further away. They understand that discipline is about making the hard choices, choosing what is best over what is easy, and delaying gratification to achieve something greater in the future. It is also important to understand that discipline is like a muscle. It gets stronger the more you use it. If you have never practiced discipline before, it may feel difficult at first. But the more you train yourself to stay committed, to follow through on your plans, and to resist distractions, the easier it becomes. Just like building physical strength, building mental discipline requires repetition and effort. Every time you push yourself to do something you don't feel like doing, you are strengthening your self-discipline. Over time, it becomes second nature, and you develop the ability to stay focused and committed no matter what challenges arise. Discipline is what turns dreams into reality. It is what transforms potential into success. It is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Without discipline, talent is wasted, goals remain unachieved, and success remains out of reach. But with discipline, anything is possible. It is the foundation of every great achievement, the key to unlocking your full potential, and the secret to long-term success. No matter what your goals are, whether it is to become the best in your field, to build a successful business, to get in the best shape of your life, or to achieve financial freedom, discipline is the one thing that will get you there. It is not about luck, talent, or intelligence. It is about the ability to stay focused, to work hard, and to remain committed no matter what. Those who master discipline master their future. Success is not given, it is earned. And it is earned by those who are willing to do what others won't. It is earned by those who wake up early, who put in the extra hours, who resist distractions, who make sacrifices, and who refuse to quit. It is earned by those who understand that discipline is not a punishment, but a gift. The key to achieving everything they have ever wanted. At the end of the day, you have a choice. You can choose discipline or you can choose excuses. You can choose to take control of your actions, your time, and your habits, or you can choose to let distractions, laziness, and procrastination control you. The choice you make will determine your future. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who made the decision to be disciplined, to stay committed, and to never stop pushing forward. No one is born disciplined. It is a skill that must be developed. And the good news is anyone can develop it. It starts with small daily decisions, waking up on time, sticking to your commitments, eliminating distractions, and staying consistent in your efforts. The more you practice discipline, the easier it becomes and the more successful you will be. If you want to achieve greatness, there is no shortcut. There is no easy way. There is only discipline. Discipline is the price of success, and those who are willing to pay that price are the ones who reach the highest levels in life. Discipline is the foundation upon which all success is built. It is the force that drives you forward when motivation fades, the anchor that keeps you steady when distractions arise, and the power that turns dreams into reality. Without discipline, even the most talented individuals fall short, and even the best ideas remain unrealized. But with discipline, there are no limits. It is what separates the average from the extraordinary, the dreamers from the achievers, and those who talk about success from those who actually attain it. Every great accomplishment in history has been fueled by discipline, the willingness to put in the work, to stay focused, and to persist despite setbacks. It is not about being perfect. It is about being consistent. It is about showing up every day, making the right choices, and refusing to let excuses dictate your future. In the end, success is not about luck or talent. It is about the discipline to do what needs to be done day in and day out until the goal is reached. And the moment you commit to that discipline, you unlock the full potential of what you can achieve.